What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on TGM Guitars. Sorry that the uploads have been a bit lax, but just been a bit busy. Had other things to kind of take care of, but now I'm putting some time aside to bring you some new videos. So just want to say thank you. We've hit 100 subscribers, so let's try and make that 200. Just keep going up. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe whilst you're at it, and then we can build this community and aim for that 200 subscriber mark. I've had a few comments on previous videos, whether that's asking for more advice, just giving me some tips or some pointers. It's all welcome. As I always say in my videos, I'm open to criticism just as long as you're not nasty about it, because at the end of the day I'm trying to improve, and any way that you guys think I can do that is brilliant. But anyway, let's jump into the topic of this video. So I know most of my videos are turning into product demos and me sort of going through the stuff that I own, and that's kind of carrying on with this. They seem to be the videos that do well, people engage on and ask questions. So as you'll already know from the title, today we are checking out this little box here. So I've owned this for over a year now, and it is the 2 Notes Torpedo Captor X. I actually bought it almost as soon as it hit the shelves in stores because it was a product I'd been keeping my eye on and thought that it had really helped my setup. So I use this in a slightly different way to what some other people might use it for, and I'm just going to go over that and give you my thoughts on it and what I think of this bit of kit that's sort of really helped me for practicing at home and making use of these amplifiers that I've got behind me. So if you're unfamiliar with what this is a reactive load box, an attenuator, and basically you plug your amplifier into it. You've got simulation software, which I will show on screen at some point, might even roll some B-roll here, that you can get on your phone to connect Bluetooth, or actually on your laptop to kind of change the cab sim elements, whether that's the microphone, the room, just a lot of parameters that you can change to make this a good box for going direct in, whether that's into a recording interface, which is what I use it for, or into a PA if you're doing live gigs. So this isn't the first kind of box that we've seen like this. Obviously you've got the Universal Audio Aux, but that thing costs around 1,000 Great British pounds. It's probably similar in dollars. I'm not sure what the conversion rate is, but you are looking at £1,000, which is a good amplifier setup or a decent guitar. That being said, this isn't a really cheap bit of kit. I know you can pick up the Torpedo Captors, so you can get the 8 or the 4, the 8 and the 16, which is just the ohmage ratings, and they are just IR loaders, so you can do this exact same thing, and you can pick those up for about 200 quid, might be a little bit less now this is on the market. Now I've just had a quick look, this costs around £427, which is a bit on the pricey side for a bit of kit that you might not use all the time, but it is a very handy bit of kit, and I can see myself using this in the future for quite a lot of stuff beyond what I'm using it for at the moment. Okay, so on the front you've got an out level, which is pretty much what it says on the tin. You can use that to bring the signal down, boost it a little bit, get it nice and balanced within your DAW. Then got a voice in, which adjusts the mids, simply so you can cut through in a mix in a different size room, or, well, just depending on the venue you're playing, you might need to boost it a little bit. The band you're playing with, you might need to boost it a little bit. It's just a handy little switch if you're using it for live. Then you've got the space setting. You can flick this between 2. Can't remember what the second one is, but one of them is just to control the size of the reverb, well, the mix of the reverb rather. And you also have a preset selector down here. 1 to 6 allows you to assign different profiles and presets that you then simply switch to. So for me, I have number 1 is a 4x12 Marshall style setup. Then number 2 is an AC30 212 for the Vox. And then number 3 is a bit more Fendery, so when I'm using the Bugera V55. And I'll go through all of those in this. And obviously you can put IRs on there. You can have different cabinets in there, different types of reverbs on the cabinets. It's very customizable. Then you've got an in level, high and low. So that's based upon whether you're running, let's say, a 5-watt amp into it, or something up to 100 watts. This is what this maxes out at 100 watts. What I will say before we get comments, I do use the Bugera with it. Although it says it is 150 watts, it's actually a 100 watt amplifier. It's 4EL34, same as a Marshall, because the way in which the standard, the industry standard for measuring wattage is average, and that is 100 watts. When Bugera put it on theirs, it's peak, which means that's the maximum that you can get to. So although it says that it's 150 watts, that's 150 watts peak. Anyway, let's not get too bogged down with that. Now on the back, you have got a left and right signal out, which I'll show you a few features, what you can use this for. You can use it for a stereo sound. You can use it to have a monitor channel going out, so you can have that going into some in-ear monitors or something. Or, which I use it for, a dry signal out. So I've got one that uses all the stuff in the box, and then one that's a dry signal that I can then apply more processing in my DAW. So for example, 2 notes torpedo wall of sound, so I can mix different cabinets, because you can only run one at a time on this. And then also you have a speaker out, so if you wanted to run this in the middle as an attenuator, or just simply so you can take a signal off to a PA system, you just do the speaker out and have this sitting in between the amp head and the cabinet, and then you have the speaker in, that's where the amp goes in. You also have 3 settings on the attenuator: full, which no attenuation, a middle amount of attenuation, can't remember the actual dB ratings, I'll probably chuck those up here as well, and then a low. I've not actually used it as an attenuator, I'm not sure how well it works as an attenuator. I know some people say that it's not got enough settings on it. And then you've also got a USB, which is a mini USB style, not USB-C on these yet. And then the MIDI in is done through a little mini jack, which they actually provide the cable to go between standard, is it 6-pin DIN or something along those lines. It's a DIN socket. I'll just go over quickly how I actually use it. So in my setup, I'm in a rented accommodation. So I'm in a rented house, got neighbours the other side of me. I can't be making too much noise, otherwise, you know, it gets a bit messy. And also, I like to record stuff for this channel, for my other YouTube channel, little Instagram bits and bobs. So I needed a way of getting good recordings. I used to use Guitar Rig or Amplitude. Now I use my amplifiers, my pedal board, and that is all because of this box. So this simply is a way of me keeping volume under control. So I have the sound actually coming through my monitor speakers rather than through the cabs themselves, and it allows me to adjust it and get it how I want it to sound. And also I use it for recording. Now you can use this in a live situation where you're, instead of miking up the actual amplifier, you can just have it going into this. You can have this running your in-ear monitors, or you can use it in a full studio production setup. I know there's a few YouTubers that do that. But anyway, that's how I use it. That's what I use it for. It's mainly for practicing at home and recording. And a lot of people say it's probably not worth £427 for that. But at the end of the day, this is a product that I'm going to keep for a very long time, has multiple uses, and it'll work out being worth its weight once I, well, in a few years' time. To be honest, it's worth it now for me. So what I'm going to do now, I know I usually do the demos where I've got the guitar and I'm talking you through everything I'm doing, but because there's so many options on this, I'll just have some stuff up on screen. What I'll do is have a screenshot of the controller itself, show you what cabinet, what mics, what settings are being used. I'm just going to go through each of my amplifiers, no pedals at all, we're just going to go amp straight in. I'm going to get an IR and pop that in there, and do something that's completely dry, something with all the processing that it's got on board, because you've got stuff on there such as, I think they call it the exciter, so you can actually adjust all of your EQ, as well as loads of different models of kind of rooms and reverbs. But anyway, I think I've done enough talking now. Next few clips are going to be just a few settings, as I said, up on screen, me playing through it. Don't judge the product and the sound simply by my demos. Go and view other people's as well, because To be honest, my monitor's not the best for mixing. I've had people say that it sounds fizzy every now and then. That's not how this product always sounds. It's just my mixing setup and my mixing abilities are not 100% brilliant. So this is more sort of showing you the features, showing you the different stuff you can do with it. For sound demos, go to somebody like Pete Thorne or Rhett Scholl. They've completely blown it out of the park with the actual sound production. But anyway, enough rambling. Let's get some sound clips. So as you can see, there are lots of different options that you can play about with on this little box, and in my opinion for £427, which is over half the price of the Ox or the Wazza. I completely forgot about the tube amp expander, the Boss tube amp expander. That is up there with the £1,000. So to have something that is over half the price, more affordable, more available to people like me, this is a great box to have. It gives me plenty of options, more than I could ever need for using at home. And good sound quality. I know you can adjust it to taste. That I know you can adjust it to taste. So the voicing switch on the front, well, switch I say, is more of a not. Now you can adjust it to taste. So the voicing knob on the front can be adjusted based upon what setup you're using. At the end of the day, I use this mostly for practicing. So at the end of the day, all I care about is what it sounds like in the room through my speakers. When I'm recording, I am trying to get away from what the speakers sound like and mix it more based upon the sound that you guys will be seeing. So hopefully it's come through well in this video. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I've got to say about it. Brilliant piece of kit, and definitely worth the money in my opinion. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, comment, rate, subscribe. No, it's the second time I'm saying this, but some people don't watch the end of the video. But yeah, it really motivates me to make more videos, and let's keep going for that 200. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.